Greetings, viewers. Episode 5 of the big long story about the 2024 Suzuki V-Strom 800 RE over a longer term basis. I'm up to 8,500 miles now. Certain things are overdue, like a service. We'll come to that in a minute. And do you know what? Life after Cadwell Park has been fairly boring. It's not been as fast, speedy, risky. I've not achieved my objectives in any way because, let's face it, you can't boast about going to Lidl or riding to the Peak District. What I'm saying is this bike has led a very normal life since Cadwell Park, but it is so good at leading a normal life. That's perhaps its biggest virtue, and it's one of the reasons why a lot of people won't actually get it. You do not ride this bike and go wow or get excited. You don't lift the garage door and feel the same emotions. What you do, and this is what I've very much done I've had it since about March, I think. So what's that? I've had it about 4 months now. What you do is build an incredible level of respect and admiration for it. It is so versatile. I mean, look, if it can do a track day at Cadwell Park and take me to the shops, to work, to do all that boring, just get me there stuff and not really derive any complaint, then that is a sign of a very good, very versatile, very capable all-round motorbike. You know, it works. The motor that I will continue to praise, I think, until the day I die, is just, it's really something special. In its class, you know, it's an 800 parallel twin making, 82 horsepower. It is, I dare say, unrivaled, you know, in the way that it just produces its sort of torque and drive. There's never a gear too many or too high for it. It just seems to, whenever you get on the throttle, give a good, solid, impressive response. Nobody's saying it's going to break any lap records. Nobody's saying that you could take it to a speed strip and see 160 on the clock. Nobody is saying that it's the fastest accelerated bike out there. But for real world use, just this getting off the line, this trundling around town, this getting past stuff, you can always rely on it to deliver the goods. Really, really special engine, despite the fact it's in a bit of a non-special category. It handles, I've noticed that the suspension's a bit, is it soft? I was on a sports bike recently, and straight after that I noticed that it does feel a bit bouncy by comparison, but that shouldn't be any sort of criticism really, because it is a real world adventure bike. It's designed to cope with potholes, and if you do take it off-road, stuff more serious. Another bit of praise now, actually, the Dunlops that I put on, the Road Smart 3s for the track day, have truly impressed me. I mean, how much have tyres come on, man, in the last sort of, you could even say the last 5 to 10 years, never mind the last sort of bloody 30, 40, the period of time I've been riding. These things work brilliantly in the wet. When you leave the house on a cool day, you can rely on grip straight away. They're stable, they wear well, and you can do a track day on them. I mean, there doesn't seem to be anything they can't do or can't do pretty damned well. I mean, that's a sign of a very impressive tyre. You know, it's all very well going on about factory riders, MotoGP, Michelins, you know, at a circuit. They are designed for one thing in mind, just to perform in that environment between these temperatures. These things have to work from -5 to +40 on roads that are nowhere near as smooth as MotoGP tracks, in weather, you know, that can range from, as it is today, boiling hot tarmac to stone cold stuff, and still give a good result and good performance. And they do that. It's an incredible feature of modern day motorcycling. And these Road Smart 3s fit into that category very nicely. Still enjoying the comfort, still enjoying the massive tank range, still enjoying all those sort of sensible things that it does. As I say, I've learned to sort of respect and admire it a great deal, even though it's never won me over with any real wow factor. I've made my first addition to it. I've got a chain oiler on it. It's something I've promised myself for, I think, the last 6 long-termers. I've just got a bit bored with getting out the aerosol, shaking it, applying the lube, trying to get the rear wheel to turn because it doesn't have a centre stand. All that sort of stuff now has been banished because I've got a 2-row chain oiler. I'm going to tell you more about it because I've only had it fitted for a few days, but I like the things that it makes me not have to do. All the aforementioned stuff I no longer consider. I simply put the key in the ignition and I ride off, knowing that the thing is being oiled and cleaned and just being kept very nicely maintained. Thanks very much. I'm going to do a lot more in the coming fortnight, or certainly before we speak again. I'm going to have some new suspension fitted, not necessarily because it needs it, but I do think that I can enhance the bike's handling with some Hyper Pro fork springs and a Hyper Pro rear shock. I'm going to put some new brake pads in it because these are getting down a bit, and I'll use some aftermarket ones to see if we can sharpen the braking up a bit. And I'm also going to fit what I didn't think I'd ever entertain, a slightly noisier exhaust. Probably going to fit an Akrapovic or a Yoshi exhaust system or can. I want it to make a bit of a noise. I want riders and drivers to know that I'm coming. Anyway, more about that next time, when I'm hoping that I'm going to say even more good things about this bike because I've enhanced it all round. Until then.